I started my shop in 2023, hoping to make mushroom art and related products. I really started off with the goal of not being depressed anymore, to have a hobby, and to do something with my life. That kind of erupted into this whole other facet of my life where now I spend hours a week making these YouTube videos, creating content, posting daily reels, and more. My name is Holly, and this is how I made money selling art in 2025. I got my little notebook here, kind of matches my fit. This is where I take my notes. Okay, wait, go back. So for last year, I actually had a different goal, and not to mention my goal at the very beginning of my shop opening was completely different. I mostly sell art on Etsy, but I also sell art in other ways. Wait, that sounds weird. I also have a Patreon where I sell monthly subscriptions to my art as well. I don't have any sort of brand deals at this moment. I do have 20,000 followers on Instagram, if that means anything to anyone, but not enough to make money doing that, I guess. I don't have monetization on YouTube quite yet. That is a future long-term goal. For me, I have a lot of short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals with my art brand, and those just kind of fall into the categories. So in 2023, I was working at a job that I hated. I hated my life. I actually went to therapy. I was super depressed, low-key a little as well, and I just felt like my life did not have any purpose. The job that I worked for at the time seemed like it paid like a lot of money, and so it didn't feel reasonable to quit the job, although my therapist definitely suggested that I do so. I had 2 jobs at the time, and so one of them really sucked. I really hated it. It was causing a lot of the depression, and so the day that I actually quit, I was so happy. I went around to all my coworkers that I had made friends with, and with a smiling face told them that I was finally going to quit. So yeah, that's the deal there. But I think that year, it was January of 2023. Yeah, 2023. I was like, I gotta do something. What do I like? What are my goals? Who am I? Sort of midlife crisis at like, what, 23 years old, 24 years old. So I was like, I gotta do something. And I had always loved doing art. I have a lot of experience with a lot of different mediums. And so I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do with Susrooms. As you can see, my brand right here that I made. I decided to go into this direction because I wanted to do something fun, and I wanted to do something that seemed low-key trendy. I don't know, that was my that was my idea at the time. I was like, what's trendy and what could I do? I started making these mushroom girls with like no faces, and I really like that art style. Now it's kind of morphed. Like I do that still, but it's more so the characters now. It's changed over time for sure, but whenever I first started my art business, I was like, let's do something really colorful, really fun, and honestly I just want to have fun at doing something in my life, and this was something that I really enjoyed doing. At the time, I also followed a lot of people that had sticker shops and that sort of like artsy kind of style. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're making like full-time income. Like I could definitely do this. And I don't know how much I sold, honestly, the first year. My whole goal was really just to build my audience on all my social media platforms. So I started off with Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I also started doing Pinterest and Etsy Shorts, which is like a thing. I eventually got rid of the Etsy Reels and the Pinterest post because it didn't seem like anything was happening. No growth was happening after about a year. So I decided it really wasn't worth my time. I'd rather grow my audience on these other platforms. Why not post the same reel on all 3 just to see what happens? And there's a lot of difference. I could definitely do an entire video on the difference of those types of audiences. I know obviously this is YouTube right now, but I have 3 years of experience with my audience. I can tell my whole entire story, but I kind of just realized my tree does this like ombre effect. So it looks like it may not be, it may not be like on. Look, that now it looks like it's on. Sorry guys. My goals for last year were completely different than the goals for this year. Last year, my whole entire goal was to paint one painting every single month for the year 2024. I did a great job at like documenting my process on all of these paintings. I successfully painted 12 paintings in a year while having 2 jobs and school. Yeah, I think I was working 2 jobs, 1 or 2 jobs. I don't know. And this. I was really happy. I actually sold a lot of those paintings already, but a lot of them are still up for sale. I think that journey last year was more so just to get better at painting and to not feel like so overwhelmed to paint, to just do it and to have a goal and to like finish it every single month. So I'm really happy with those accomplishments. I'm not super proud of every single painting, but I'm really surprised at what I did. So I think it was like a really great experience. I recommend just like doing that for yourself if you want to, if you're scared to paint, or if you just don't know what to do. Just have a goal, start, do it. You'll learn so much, and it was pretty fun. Now I have them all over my walls to enjoy until someone buys them. So every single year with my art brand, I have a different goal and a different mindset. We're gonna look at the statistics on how much I actually made this year on my Etsy shop and then also with my Patreon. I started a Patreon for the very first time this year. I started it in April. I had the goal of having a little subscription-based product for, honestly, from the very beginning of starting this brand. I thought it would be so fun, but I didn't think that anyone would be super interested, so I didn't really launch that until I had somewhat of an audience. Once I hit a viral video in March of 2023, 2024, and it was basically the reason it went viral was because of all the haters on there. Okay, to be fair, let's be honest. That video was, I guess, rage bait. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. It was a joke, but it was a rage bait video for all middle-aged men. I'm so sorry. For all of you out there who follow me, thank you for being here. But the video went viral and I skyrocketed from 2,000 followers to almost 20,000 followers. Pretty much like in a month. So that was kind of crazy. Once my audience kind of expanded, I was like, okay, it's time to launch this little Patreon and see if anyone is interested in monthly subscriptions. And it has fluctuated over the time that I've started it, but I kind of wanted to read off those numbers as well. When I first started Susrooms, I kind of created these like mushroom girls, like I mentioned. I made them into stickers, and then I also made my mushroom quirky little characters into these notebooks. I also made greeting cards, and then I did the little paper pad. I did a couple of random things, and this year they have not done very well because I started releasing trading cards, and those have been pretty successful. Now, I wouldn't say that I am a full-time artist. That is not the gist of this video. I'm not making money and a living off of my art, but I will mention the money that I did make this year from my art, and I will just keep expanding. I think that having an art business by yourself is a slow going process for sure. I am building my audience organically, solely organically. I'm not paying for ads, and I am not spending any extra money on advertising at all. Although apparently Etsy charged me marketing money because I didn't know that I had to turn that off. So what the hell? All that to say, I am building everything organically from the ground up because I don't want a bunch of bots. Yeah, I think it's just better to grow your audience organically because those people that are with you actually want to be there. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's see. So, we're gonna be looking at Etsy right now. How much did you make? Show me the money. Whoa, whoa. I will say, after looking at these numbers, I barely made it over the amount of money to where now I have to do taxes on it. Last year didn't make enough to pay taxes on it. So that's kind of one of the downsides of making more money, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna do like the categories number. So this year in 2025, I sold 3 paintings. pretty substantial, especially for how much I sell them for. Pretty cool. For trading cards, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I'll pop it on the screen right now. These are pretty sick. Honestly, I've been doing these Meet the Mushroom episodes every single month. I might start doing them twice a month next year if I have time. I pick a mushroom, I make a character and a trading card out of it, and then I do a whole video talking about that mushroom. It's pretty cool. So I sold this year 15 trading cards. Pretty good. To be fair, shout out to that last order that I got. He basically ordered every single set that I had made so far. For stickers, a grand total of 70 stickers was sold this year. Now that's like individual stickers, that's like a sticker in a pack. So like I counted every single sticker that I sold. So 70. For notebooks, I sold 1 notebook this whole year. So I will probably be only selling notebooks at markets in person because that's not worth it in my mind. Whenever you're looking at how much a listing costs to just sit in your shop, that is just, it's not worth it in my opinion. So there's some things, this is why I like to do these reviews. It's not doing very well, let's just trade it out. And then lastly, for greeting cards, I sold 1 greeting card this whole year. So again, that one is going to the market. If I do markets this year, I'll be bringing her with me. No more online sales because I don't want to have a listing that's just sitting there collecting dust, bro. As far as how much I made off of every single product, I had to negate a lot of things from the cost, from the materials, from the shipping, all of that. And just sort of from everything, trying to figure out the net profit was a little tricky, not gonna lie, because I'm like, wait a minute, how much does this cost to make? What's my Etsy? So I did all of that math. The grand total for how much I made in 2025 was $802.84, and that is net profit. So it would have been a lot higher if Etsy didn't take anything out of it, if 100 things, you know, but yeah. Pretty cool. Last year, I'm pretty sure I just made like almost $700. So that's pretty good for this year. Definitely the paintings have helped with that because I sell those for minimum $100 because I put a lot of time into them. So anyways, that was super exciting. But yeah, definitely like $800 is like 2 weeks at my current barista job. So if you're looking at a whole year of only $800, I would say in the grand scheme of things, in order for me to be a full-time artist, I would be needing to sell a lot more than this in order to make a living. I would say $800 is even less living where I am in like a month. So don't take this too seriously, okay guys? I am 3 years into this art business. I'm hoping to expand. Obviously I made more than last year, but yeah, that's how much I made in Etsy. Let's look at my Patreon members and memberships this year. So like I mentioned, the amount of members I've had for this whole year has definitely fluctuated, and I totally get it. Some people are like, I want to spend the money. Some people are like, I don't. Like, I totally get it. I am charging $10 for the card and stickers that I make every single month, and then I send them like a little like note. So I think that's worth it in my opinion. I know it may be a little steep. I also pay for the shipping myself. Now the shipping is a stamp, but if you're international, it's $1.70. United States, it would be 78 cents, and then for international, it'd be $1.70. So my profit isn't exactly that, but it also takes me quite a bit of time, if I'm being honest, to make every single product. If y'all have seen any of my art vlogs, you'll see like sometimes the process doesn't always work out and I have to redo it. So I charge that because I feel like that's worth it, and I'm eventually hoping that I will have a huge deck. And so I'll figure that out in the process. But at this very moment, I have 5 members. But for this whole year, I started in April of this year, and I'm not counting December. I don't know if I mentioned that for Etsy, but I'm not counting earnings for December because I haven't made an earning. Yay! It's fine. Also, my tree. My tree. It looks like the lights are out, but it's not. Look, they're coming back. I can only see this in the camera. I can't see it with my eyes. Also, my hair looks bad. Don't tell me. Okay. Anyways, I have 5 members right now. At my highest point, I had 8 members. And the grand total net profit for the year 2025 for Patreon members was $236.71. I would say that combining these two together for the grand total of like, what, $1,000 is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I will have to do taxes on that, so I will probably not make that money, but I think that's really cool. At the end of the day, it is really fun to see some sort of profit come from my art. I do plan on having more next year, hopefully. I'm planning on bettering my art in general, my YouTube videos, bettering myself in every sort of way as far as my quality in video form and in physical form goes, and everything in between. So I'm only hoping to get better, and hopefully the earnings will come as that happens. But yeah, that is my earnings of 2025. But yeah, for 2026, I have a lot of plans, and I kind of wanted to mention just a few of those if y'all are interested in sticking with me. So for next year, I actually have quite a bit of things that I'm going to be adding to my shop because I am taking away stuff from my shop. Basically everything that hasn't sold or I have sold like 1 or 2 of, I'm gonna be skipping and doing it out of there. I am going to keep expanding my trading card collection. If you would like to be part of the process, you can just join my mushroom club. I'll be adding different tiers to my Patreon. So I'll probably do a lower tier of $5 with like only stickers, and then a $20 tier, which is a little bit higher than the middle one, to do 2 cards and then all 8 stickers. So the middle one would be just the card and the 4 stickers. So anyways, I think I'll have these 3 different tiers just so there's more availability for people to get my art, and if they want to join, it'll be a little bit easier. Again, it does take a lot for me to make these products. I'm not a factory, but I'm planning on hopefully, maybe I'll do like every other month, post 2 of those Meet the Mushroom episodes whenever I do post and create those trading cards, if that makes sense. Yeah, and eventually I am making it into a game, but I wanted to mention something that's actually super exciting that I'm gonna be releasing, and I'm gonna tell you right now. So instead of just it being a game, I'm also thinking about releasing really one-of-one rare cards. I feel like every deck of Pokemon cards has these like really cool looking ones. These will be super detailed cards. They will be shiny, and I'm just so excited to add those to the collection. So stay tuned for those super rare cards coming in 2026. I will also be releasing some card binders. I'm super excited to release those too because every single card needs a binder. I mean, I have a binder, but I'm not like super happy with it. I want to kind of create my own, and I want y'all to have your own. So I will definitely be releasing those next year. I don't know when. I will let y'all know whenever those are gonna come out. I might be releasing keychains and other fun things to my shop. Y'all stay tuned for that stuff. But yeah, I do think that I want to stay on this trading card route. I think it's so fun to find like actual real life mushrooms and make them into these like super cute, quirky little characters. But yeah, I am gonna be releasing some really rare, cool cards that have like superpowers and really intense art styles and stuff. I have a lot of ideas swirling in my head. I'm just gonna try to stick to one, or maybe I'll try different things. But basically, I'm going to spend a lot of time on this particular card, and I'm excited for y'all to see it. But yeah, if y'all want to stay tuned with whatever I'm creating next, you can subscribe. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope that y'all got some good information from this. I can do longer YouTube videos on any of the things I mentioned. Please leave me a comment if you found something that you were like, expand on this topic, and then I can do that. Absolutely. If you want to stay tuned with me and my art journey, you can follow me on my socials. You can visit my website, or if you want to just join my mushroom club, hey, you can always find a spot for you. Yeah. I'll be adding those new tiers in the new year, so y'all stay tuned for that. If $10 is like a little too steep, I will be having my $5 option, or if you want more cards, $20 will also be available. I will be posting that on my socials, probably some updates and stuff in the coming year. But yeah, this has been really exciting. Of course, I will keep y'all updated on the progress of the binders and the progress of the potential keychains. Let me know if y'all like any of that stuff. I don't know, I have a lot of like creative things that I could make for sure. Anyways, I am Holly with Susrooms. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye! All right, we're gonna be doing a test. Hopefully the buns hold up this whole time. Got my little sucker earrings today. Blue, purple,